Welcome to the unboxing of the Minimum RC F86A Sabre, the Golden Hawks, which is the Canadian aerobatic team. Now, before I get into opening this box, there's a bit of a difference with this Minimum RC video, and that is we're speaking with them. They want me to do another one of their kits, and I said, well, how about promoting their 2.4 gigahertz radio transmitter. So they've sent me their transmitter. Comes in the box like this. Put that over there for now. And inside the box you'll have the Andromeda setup for the SAVS. Now SAVS is the self-leveling or gyroscope, if you like, for the model. You don't have to have this, but they do recommend it, and I have used it, and it works quite well. So inside the box you get the SAVS, which is this, okay, and there's your 2.4 gigahertz radio. Now this is mode 2. What do I mean by mode 2? Mode 2 has the throttle on the left and the rudder. There you go. And on the right hand side you have ailerons and elevator. And to operate this transmitter you're going to need 4 AA batteries, which I haven't got with me right now. I came unprepared. And if you take the battery bay off, inside you'll find some handles there for the controls, and I haven't opened this yet, so I need a knife. There we go. Open that up. They come out. Don't need that plastic now. Put that in my little bin there, and they just screw in like that. Oh, right. No, sorry, they push in. I thought they screwed in. Sorry, they pushed in. Well, it just goes to show I'm doing it live. Okay, and you'll notice the ends will be slightly serrated. This is so you can feel them better. Yeah, they've got a better grip on them. And the on and off is in the center there. And when you come to bind, the binding button is marked as LB, which is on the left, and the mode button is on the right. Okay, so you could say LB, let's bind. It's a 5-channel, and I believe that you can use this mode here for the stabilization manually or auto leveling, and the trims are in the normal position for most radios that you'll buy. So that's the Andromeda Advanced 5-channel flight control system from Minimum RC, and it is see-through. I've never seen a see-through one before. It's quite interesting. It's reminiscent of the Spectrum, which I have. So this is going to be interesting. So what I'm going to do between now and well, probably the end of the video, I'll get myself some AA batteries, so that can get put over there. And there's your SAVS. Now if you have, which I do over here, an old ice cream tub, this is ideal. Get yourself some ice cream tubs, and then things like this can go in there and you can't lose them. There are some small screws in these kits, and things like this do become invaluable. So save them, don't throw them away. So let's open the box. I know this slides off, and inside here, let's put this to one side. Let's open this up. Where are we? Here we are. And inside, let's double check if there's anything else in there. Nope. Okay, we don't need that now. Is all the plastic parts. Now please be careful with these, because with experience, these are actually quite delicate. I think these are 3D printed. They certainly look 3D printed to me, and they are quite delicate. So don't rough handle them. Okay, so that's what's in there. And these parts here are for the nose section, and also for the ducted fan. So please be careful how you handle those. Okay, so let's open the main box. So what have we got? Let's put radio over here. There we go. Out of the way so it doesn't get damaged. So, starting with your tool pack. So let's open up the tool pack. There we go. Don't need that bit of plastic anymore. And you will have a small screwdriver for your servos, actually just for your servos, I think, no other use for it. Now this here, this is UFO glue. I don't know what the UFO stands for, but one tip I can give you straight away is you've got to get yourself a Sharpie pen and just put UFO on there, and then you know that that's UFO glue. The other glue you have is what they call the 502 super glue. Okay, so we'll take that out of the packet. There we go. Hopefully that will come away. Of course, being now that I'm on video, it's not going to play along. There we go. Now it will. Okay, here we go. So this is your 502, you don't need that anymore. Now, the trick with this, if you look at the top of the cap, there's a little pointy bit. That goes there and pierces the cap, the little aluminium cap there, and then you can put that on, stop the air going in, and that will stop your super glue from going off. There's also another little trick. Oh yes, before I forget, mark this one 502. 502. There you go. 502. 502. So you can't get your glues mixed up. Now that's why is that so important? That's important because UFO glue does not have an adverse reaction with the foam. It's foam safe basically, and super glue will melt your foam. You don't want to put super glue on your foam. So if you see anywhere any reference to UFO or 502, they mean 502 is super glue and UFO is foam safe. Now there's another little tip here with the UFO glue from experience, and that is if you take the main cap off and then unscrew the bottom cap, normally in these things there's a little cap here, okay, and that cap has got to come off. There you go, there's your little cap. Alright, I'll just, oh, where do I put that? I don't know actually, I'll put it over here. Okay, and then what you do, you put that back on like that, put the main cap on, stop that curing. Now they give you, I think the Americans call these an X-Acto knife. X-Acto knife. If it was that exact, they use it in surgery, wouldn't they? Anyway, these are utility knife, as we call them in the United Kingdom. And once the front bit becomes blunt, you just get some pliers and you snap off the end, and it's the next bits along is a brand new knife basically. So you get the knife as well, which is very useful. Now, talking about glues, let me just put that in the bin, don't need that anymore. We'll be using extra glues in this build. Now, this is my own personal choice. I have my own reasons for using my own glue, but I will be using alongside their glue a product called Huhupor. 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 This is a contact adhesive, so when you're gluing two things together, you put glue on one side of the one part of the object you're trying to glue, and opposite glue on the opposite side. Let it cure for a couple of minutes and then put it together and it will stay there. And this is foam safe. Okay, this is foam safe. It's very good. I like it. The only thing I don't like about it is it can get a bit stringy, so just be aware of that. Then the other thing I'll be using is my own brain's gone dead, super glue, which is called Zappo Foam Safe CA. So you can use this glue with foam. It's perfectly safe to use with it. It will not melt it. Won't be using it all the time, just in selected areas to make it easier for me. So I'm telling you this now, that if you have one of these kits, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with these glues at all. They're perfectly fine. But if you want to put that extra little bit into it, make it look more professional, and you want to have an easier time with it, by experience, Zap Foam Safe CA. Now there's what the Americans call a kicker. There you go, Foam Safe Kicker. It's an accelerant. Okay, I don't know why they say kicker, but it's an accelerant. And what happens is, if you want that to go off almost immediately, you get the spray like that, goes off within a second or two, and it's bonded. Another thing we'll be using besides the black Sharpie pen is toothpicks. Now, some people call these cocktail sticks. I call them toothpicks, and that's all they are. And that's for spreading around glue or putting drops of glue on, and then just dabbing on, putting the glue exactly where you want it. Sometimes they come in a case like this. I always keep the case and just buy new toothpicks and put them in. Little hole there, comes out. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, and you can get your toothpicks out. So there you go, that's that bit all over and done with. So what's in the box besides the glue and the plastics? You have your canopy. Ah yes, that reminds me. Normally a lot of modelers, when they're gluing on the canopy, will make the mistake of using CA glue. Do not use CA glue putting on the canopy. Let's see if it's the canopy will come out of the, yeah, I've got to open it. So if you open the bag, you'll see the canopy. It seems that you haven't got to take off any flashing, or the flashing is taken off by the looks of it. Okay, that's good. Now, don't use CA glue with canopies, and I'll tell you why. It can get messy and runny. You can't use a thin CA, it'll just run everywhere. But what happens is they give off like a gas, and the gas settles on the inside of the canopy, and of course you've stuck it on, you can't wipe it off. It looks a bit like steam in a cold car on a winter's day. You know, you can't rub it off, it looks like that. So what we do is we use wood glue to stick these on. Sometimes you get a 5-minute wood glue, or an hour wood glue, or 24-hour wood glue, but they dry clear. But you can buy, and again this is by Zap, canopy glue, formula 560, clear and fast drying, bonds canopies and plastic parts to almost anything, remains flexible. So there is a canopy glue, and this will help you get your canopy on, and you'll have no wastage, and it'll look good. It dries clear, you wouldn't even know. Okay, so I'm going to put that in that little box there. Don't need that plastic anymore. So what else is in the box? So in the box you've got some plywood parts. This part here, this will be holding the servos and the electronics. There's some carbon fibre rod in there, which I believe will be strengtheners for the wings. You have your impeller. It's not a propeller, it's an impeller. So let's open that up. Okay, so oops, there's your carbon rods. There's some different lengths. Okay, so some of these will be for your servos and some of them will be for your wing strengthener. There's your plywood for the servos. I'm going to put this all back in the bag, by the way. And then here you have some weights to help you get your centre of gravity when you come to balance out the model. There's some heat shrink there for when we're putting the rods together. That black part is the impeller, okay? And there's your control horns as well. And there's a little tie wrap there to tidy up the cables. And a little spongy bit there, double-sided spongy glued part for when you're putting your battery in. And then you have your motor. There's a little tip here with the motor. I don't need that plastic bit anymore. Put that in the bin. When you come to test which way your motor's turning with this, have a little bit of white paint and a little bit of blue paint, because this is the cables on here are blue and white. I believe white in the USA is neutral, and the whatever colours there's the phase. That's my understanding. This is the UK. We use a red and a black system in the UK. So there you go. So you can mark on your receiver which way round that goes in, because if you plug it in, it's the wrong way round. You built the model. Your ducted fan will be turning the wrong way. Now you're stuck. So get yourself a little bit of white and blue paint and a little paintbrush. And that's the only thing you'll need there. It's just for identification, no other reason. Okay, so they can go in the little box there. What else have we got? Well, this is going to need opening again, so we'll open that. Okay, get rid of that bit of plastic, and in here, get rid of that bit of plastic. You have your servos. I'm not sure what the weight of these are, to be quite honest with you, off the top of my head, but you've got 2 servos with a selection of horns on there. You've got your RX receiver. No, it's not the RX suit, I do apologise. This is your speed controller. It's a 12 amp 7.4 volt speed controller, and on the ends there, that's where you plug your motor in, and you need to just put a bit of blue and white paint to know which way round that plugs in. And then you've got your battery here, and this one's a 7.4 volt. I believe there's a 3.7 version of this. I asked them for the 7.4 volt because I know that that's going to give you extra thrust, and the reason I wanted extra thrust is on takeoff. Ducted fans are well known for being sluggish on takeoff, so the more power you have on takeoff with a ducted fan, the better. So that's why I've asked for the 7.4, and it says 180 milliamp hour, 7.4, 3 cell. Okay, now I'm going to open that up, because what I may do is actually put that on charge, because the next thing I'm going to pull out, get rid of that bit of plastic, is the charger. So they give you the charger as well. I'll just open that plastic bag up. I get rid of that plastic. Okay, we're getting somewhere. So what happens is, all you got to do is see which way around this goes. It only goes in one way. Now that's a good thing, because if you do it the wrong way, it's not going to end well. So that only goes in one way. There you go, that goes into there. This is the charger. This is a USB charger. It says on it minimum RC micro, looks like UPO charger. Inputs 5 volts 2 amps, outputs 8.4 volts 0.4 amps. So in other words, plug it into a phone charger, and I happen to have one just out of shop there, and I'm going to plug that in, and it should light up. Let's see, let's plug it in. Yep, it's flashing green. So flashing green means it's charging, and it's best to get your battery charged before you do anything else, because when you come to use it, you want to be sure that that battery has some power in it. So the servos can go in the box there. So what's next in the box? So you have some bubble wrap. I don't know if there's another name for bubble wrap. Maybe you can help me with that. Well, we don't need that now, so that plastic can go in the bin. Okay, and here we have the main body. Now I'm just going to move the box. There's nothing left in the box now, so I'm just going to put it over here just for now. There you go. And these parts will go back in the box because we won't need them straight away. But we want to keep these nice and safe and flat and away from pets and any females that might be living in the household. Don't need that plastic anymore. So now this, what you see here, these are, I suppose for want of better description, are the stickers. You might be able to call them decals, I suppose. These are self-adhesive, and it'll say on it Royal Canadian Air Force Golden Hawks Mark V. See, it's blank there, so you have to peel these off, and that goes onto the foam. And here you have a stand. Now I'll just put this to one side there. With the stand, this just pops out like so, and what you can do, this takes seconds to put together. There's your main stand there. There you go, and this should just pop out like that. This can be scrapped, and I don't think I even need to look at the instructions to know how to put this together. So let's have a look. That's taller, so that go in there like that. Okay, that'll need to go in there like that. Tight fit. This is stabilizer, goes in the middle. There you go. And then just glue that at your leisure. I do have one of these for one of the other minimum RC models I have. I got some wood stain, put some wood stain on it. It makes it a little more aesthetically pleasing. So that's your stand. Okay, so that can go to one side. Okay, let's come back to the rest of it. Now these foam parts here, this will be the top of the fuselage, this will be the bottom, this will be your battery hatch, and those stickers there go on top of these. Okay, now this will be your fuselage, front and back. It's printed on one side only, so it's best to get used to which is the right and the left. And what you do, these are normally you score along here and you twist these into mold to the shape of the internals of the model, and all that will become apparent very, very quickly. Here you have your vertical, yeah, it is the vertical stabilizer, otherwise known as the rudder. Here's the horizontal stabilizer, otherwise known as the elevator, and here is what looks to be the right wing. How do I know it's the right wing? Because on the very edge here you've got a green light, and green goes on the right as you're looking from above. Okay, so that's the right wing. Here's the left wing. How do I know that? Because it's got a red light at the end of the tip there, which means it goes that way round. And for looking from the top, the red will be on the left, and another horizontal stabilizer, or if you like, the elevator. So there you go, that's what you get in the box. So we won't need these straight away. Okay, so I'm going to put these in the box, if I can pick it up. There you go, I'll put that underneath so everything's all together. That goes in the box over here. There you go. And last if not least, now I haven't had the chance to print off the instructions, but you can work off the laptop or the iPad should you wish. You can see that. And if I turn my mouse on, yes I have. Let's get rid of all of that. So there's your instructions, okay, and you just go through page by page by page. How many pages have we got? Do we know? 25 pages, I think. Yeah, 25 pages. And that will tell you step by step how to go about assembling the model. And of course I will be following this. Now, my best advice to you when following these instructions is to follow the instructions precisely. Okay, and you will find the odd thing where you think, oh, that doesn't make sense because they're translating things from Chinese to English. Some things translate well, some not so well, but if you just think about it, it's not difficult to follow. And there you go, it tells you all the way through how to build the model step by step by step. Each step is numbered, so when it comes to control rods, this is step 47. There's a photograph showing those rods, that's mark 47. So they're pretty easy to follow. And again, let's find one at random, because a lot about control rods. So gaining access, the access hatch to the servos, it's number 55, it's got 55 on the photo. You can't really go wrong for as long as you follow the instructions precisely. Okay, it's not going to serve you to jump ahead too much, because you'll suddenly find out you've made a mistake and you can't go back. And then we get to page 25, which is instruction 61. So there's 61 instructions on 25 pages, and then it will say assembly complete with the exclamation mark. Then it come to the last page for your maiden flight, and it tells you the centre of gravity of the aircraft is located 5mm in front of the wing spar. So I will mark that as we build it, and you'll find out where that is. I'll show you where that is. And it says usually 1 to 2 counterweight iron plates needed to be installed. So what they mean is ballast. It's a ballast plates, which I've shown you in that plastic bag that you can use, because you've got a very short nose on this. Any aircraft with a short nose, for example, a good example is the Red Baron's Fokker triplane. It's got a very short nose on it, so you need to put a lot of weight in the front to counterbalance the tail. So what you want, if you're balancing your model, you want it to be slightly nose heavy. Yeah, you don't want a tail heavy airplane. If it's tail heavy, it will not fly. It has to be very slightly nose heavy. The active range of the ailerons and elevators are 3mm on both sides. Choose grassland for maiden flights. In other words, you've got some tall grass or a farmer's field where he's growing wheat or something. So if you come a cropper, as we say in English, you know, you're going to get a soft landing. So there you go, loose grassland for your maiden flight. And that then is all of the instructions. And of course you've got that stand, so when you finished it you can put it in the living room and people say, oh, that's some nice model. You go, yeah, it flies as well. And you'll be the envy of all your friends. This is the third time I've done a minimum RC, and I have to say they are quite easy to build, and there's nothing particularly difficult about it. I think child age, about 10 years old upwards, could probably do this. I think it's one of them things that if you are thinking something about birthdays or Christmas time, something like that, or a treat, these are not expensive. I think they're about like £45, £50, something like that. They're a flying model. It's a jet aircraft. I mean, how cool is that? So, you know, you could do some father and son time, or father and daughter time, or mother and son time, if you like. I think a mother could build this without having any knowledge, pre-knowledge. They're easy to put together. So there you go. I think that'll do for the unboxing, which I think I'll probably mark down as part 1. And part 2 will be the actual putting it together, and I will go through it step by step by step. And hopefully maybe 7 parts to it. Yeah, we'll see. And there you go, that's your part 1 for your minimum RC F86A Sabre Golden Hawks, the Canadian aerobatic team model. Thank you for watching, and look out for your name on the credits at the end there. We've had some new subscribers. If I remember, I'll put them at the front of the video. The specifications for the model will be in the description, so look out for those. Tells you what the weight should be and how big the model is, etc, 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 and look out for that. They'll all be down there, so there's no need to ask me a question. All the information will be in the description. Okay, so give us a thumbs up, give us a like, subscribe. I don't get paid for doing this, so I don't ask for coffees or anything like that. Just give us a thumbs up and subscribe, tell your mates, share it out, and jobs are good and we won't have to send the boys round. Okay, well, good luck with your model build, and if you do build this from watching the video, let me know how you get on with it. I'd like to see how your model turns out. Okay, thanks a lot. Cheers. Bye.